Mic check. Let me turn some stuff off real quick so
Yep.
we don't sound funny and everything like that. Set up.
What you know about the time? Mr. Couch, what you know about the time now?
What time?
The time.
What the time? I know a little bit about the time.
Yeah. That's when
Oh,
bands. That's when
Count.
bands were bands back in the
Yeah,
day. That
yeah.
stuff is becoming a rare breed.
Yes, they don't do that.
Well,
They don't do that.
we
Music.
we do it here on Just a Thought.
Yeah. I think we all right.
Sounds good. Did you do the 24?
Yeah, I did a 32 actually.
32.
Yeah, the bit that it gives you stuff to work with, but like that.
Stuff to work with,
But,
okay.
yeah. But I render it out in 24.
Okay.
Or excuse me, 24. But recorded in 48. Render it out in 41.
Now, these nigga bites you talking about?
Yeah, something like that, killer.
Are we hot, my brother?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Just a Thought is back on the air. Jesta Thought. Fred Potter here.
Amaru.
And our special guest,
The Couchmeister.
Couchmeister. That's something new. My man is coming from Columbus, Ohio. Thanks for coming, man.
Hey, wouldn't have it any other way. Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me,
I was
guys.
saying earlier, he was white man early.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. We were supposed to start this at noon, and I looked out. I said, "Who's Jag? Why is that?"
I'm white man early too, but
Well, what's white man early?
11, 10 after 11, like you, Mr. Couch.
That's white man early.
Oh, okay.
Hour on time. You want black people early. See, I was only being black people early because I don't have the car.
Oh,
And
okay.
I know he ain't gonna pick me up until it's time to start.
I was 11:45. 11:45. I was gonna scoop him up.
He light skinned man early.
Oh, okay. So where do I fall in that?
White man.
White man, he's suburb. He's straight suburb with the big 4,000 square foot
Shit,
house.
you might as well
I
have
don't
came
know about.
last night.
Well, I'm glad I made it, and I made it here safely, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Right on,
Even
right.
though I'm looking to my immediate left, and I'm seeing all of this amazing
Amazing
blue
that's
bullshit.
right.
I gotta stop right now. I have an admission to make. Early on, when y'all was talking about the sports and everything, I was fiddling over here with some stuff because some stuff happened, and then I thought I rectified it,
And you didn't?
and I didn't rectify it.
I didn't. I like those two
Oh,
words together.
Yeah.
So
But we are
We
going.
get
we're
it.
going right now.
How long was we was not?
We for a lot of it.
So that's okay. We're gonna keep pushing.
Okay.
But the thing is, do you know when we?
I
don't want to. We don't want to redo.
No, well, it was only like two and a half minutes.
Oh Jesus! I know why Jesus wept now.
Yeah, because I kept looking while we still talking. I'm like, why is it not moving up here? Stuff is doing stuff. That was like, ooh.
Okay. You know what we can do, and it doesn't even matter. We can just go all over because I don't want to. I don't want to repeat. We don't want to repeat.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
mind?
We ain't gonna repeat.
You ain't got no choice.
Well, let's go. I'm here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This pretends a 2-hour show, and we only got 1 hour. I apologize.
Oh man, shit happens.
See, that's why I had to.
But this is the
think
funny
about-
thing about this podcast. We don't edit. Well, I can't edit. We don't edit. Whatever you say, you said it.
But this is why this comes with age, I guess. This is why I have to think about the gal in regards to the movie. I'm forgiving her for her transgression because I too fuck up and do shit.
Yeah, we all fuck
And
up.
we all fuck up, and we want the same forgiveness or
Certainly.
the
Yeah, thank you very
understanding
much.
that we would want to receive.
Maru is all good, brother. Fred Potter here on Just the Thought, JEST,
Tomorrow.
and our special guest,
And the Couchmeister from Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. We have a Buckeye in the house.
Yep, a Buckeye. Not rabbit, but a Buckeye.
A Buckeye's a hairless nut, so it's all good.
Whoa, well.
Buckeye's a hairless nut.
Another country heard from.
I didn't know that. I just thought it was a school.
It's a hairless nut,
I thought it
man.
was a school.
All right, well.
Yeah,
You just thought they put those two words together,
Yeah,
buck
yeah.
and eye.
And
you know?
Buckeye.
I knew it was something animal related, but
The-
I thought it was animal related.
The mascot looks like a scrotum. If you don't, I mean, it's a nut.
I gotta look at it again because I don't see nothing.
Well, I'm taking a beating here as I sit by a Wolverine and a Spartan.
When I look at a Buckeye, I don't see nuts. They don't come to my head.
It's a big O with it's a nut, man.
Well, I hope you ain't thinking about nuts when you say.
I gotta see
Then
that.
I need to
Now
look.
I'm gonna go look again just because you said that.
You'll never get that out your
Right,
eyes,
right,
man.
like, yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Buckeye.
welcome, Mr.
Well,
Greg
thank you.
Couch to
Good.
Just a Thought. We just talk about whatever we want to talk about.
And I can't front, man. We done talked about a whole lot of shit. No,
But it wasn't going, but that's okay.
It wasn't recording. I feel kind of bad.
This
about
is
it.
funny though because we done been through this is our 8th episode, and we think first of all thanks for the listeners who supported Just a Thought. We're getting good feedback. We got a lot of people that's supporting us and continue to support us. We got a long list of guests that want to get on the show, and thankfully, Amaru and me. We decide who the fuck gets on this show because we want to talk about something that's serious sometimes. Sometimes we just talk about it in jest, but it's always just a fun conversation. And we get people from out of town, and we just like everyday people.
Certainly.
And we at this vibe now. We have people from the movie.
Right.
Is my man Greg's here from the
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
Played
Like, Deacon Hose.
Oh, hose.
Oh, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
During the edit, remember when we tried you saying your name?
And then I, at the end, said,
don't get that part away.
Okay.
But that came out perfect.
Did it?
It was perfect.
That sound okay?
Oh man,
I
it
thought that was
perfect.
great.
It was perfect
thought that was-
because Deacon Jones responds. So he was like, and so did Pastor Rollins responds to it in just the perfect way. Like he says it out loud. So in audio, he says it loud enough so that I can enhance it and make it heard. But you can hear him
Oh,
say,
good. I'm glad that came out.
You can hear him respond to it and say something like, "Oh my God, he said that with no hesitation." Like,
So who's your character?
well, let's just say
Deacon Hose.
Deacon Hose is my character who has a speech impediment.
Oh, okay. Speech
And which
He stutters.
he
First
stutters.
time you had a character like that?
Yes,
So
where
you
that
had to
fits-
work at it.
I had to work out a little bit. You know, we talked a little bit about it. I talked with Amaro during the process that it was a little bit not necessarily outside of my comfort level, but I found myself focusing more on the physicality of
Right,
the actual part, other than doing what most actors are trained to do, and that is listen
if it
and
wasn't
react.
working, I would have told you.
Oh, I'm glad it worked.
I promise you, I would have told you. You didn't know before you even came to me.
He ain't lying. He would
All
have
right.
told
Well,
you.
it was tricky. I'll say that, but
I
hey.
had a cousin that stuttered, so it was to me. It was good.
It was believable.
And I know other people that stutter different from how my cousin stuttered. So a combination of that and not really knowing, and you played it perfect. You played it perfect.
Well.
Man, and then all the nuances, and you the perfect co-star. You both perfect supporting actor, and I'm sure lead actor as well. Because I imagine you some other stuff that I've been thinking about. I'm like, ooh, he'd be good at this
Well,
part.
thank you. But I appreciate being, first of all, a part of this project,
Look,
this
you
love
came
affair
to the
that you have
audition.
with this.
Yeah.
You came to the audition and did what you needed to do and
To get the part.
Yeah, and I recognized it immediately. I'm like,
Well, thank you.
okay,
I
this is
appreciate
good.
it.
What else do you do besides?
Well, I've done recently, since I retired from my normal day job,
And
which was a media specialist. So I work for the Columbus Division of Fire.
Oh,
so
okay.
I've done media work for them, investigative work for. I've been on a television show for the fire department. I hosted a television show for the Department of Public Safety. So I did all kinds of things. I've been an actor. I've been a singer in a band, at a theater troupe in Ohio.
You had more jobs than Amaru.
Yeah. What is it? You got, what was that show? Living
Living
Color.
Color,
You
Living
lazy
Color.
coconut.
You're
You only got
lazy.
5 jobs.
You're
You just
lazy.
a lazy cookie. You's a lazy limey bee. But I recently I've been substitute teaching. I've always wanted to get back to the Columbus Public Schools.
Them kids
Beautiful,
bad, man.
beautiful.
Woo!
Them kids is
Was
bad.
it- who's that comic? You guys are comics. Robin, was it Robin?
Robin Harris.
Robin Harris, who said,
test,
"Baby,
baby,
was
baby.
it baby,
Baby's kids.
baby's kid?" Woo! I dealt. God bless them. I dealt with some baby kids,
Yeah.
but you know what? I still went into it with my eyes wide open, not with rose-colored glasses.
Trying to be a help.
Trying to help, but
make a
man, oh man, whatever they pay teachers,
They
if
don't pay
anybody's
enough.
out there listening,
enough. It's
you're
not
not paying them
Not enough.
enough.
They got too many jobs. They
Yeah,
can make it
talk
in
about
school.
lazy coconut. They're not lazy coconuts.
Right, my kids' school so bad. They didn't have 4 teachers in 1 year. This last year, the last teacher was a substitute and gave the kids the 2-week notice. He didn't even go to the office. He's like, get this to the principal.
Well,
I'm
they've
not
had
coming
subs-
back no more. Take it easy.
No, she came to this. She was like, I'm leaving now. So go ahead, get this to the principal, and this is free hours.
well,
And fuck you, fuck you.
fuck you. But unfortunately, what you're finding out, you know, what I found out, even though this has been something that is relatively new to me, you've got substitute teachers who are walking out mid shift.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because they're walking
Yes.
into this environment where
Yes.
there is absolutely, and it's so unfortunate,
Chaos.
these
Chaos.
teachers are working their
They working their
butts off. But trying to teach in that environment is beyond my imagination.
You got to get
Can't
their attention
concentrate.
first. You got to get their attention
Now,
first.
They hungry.
But you're
They
spending
dealing with-
all of your time putting out fires
Counselors.
left and right,
Yes.
counseling.
You gotta be a
just
ninja.
you
And
got to
then
do
can't
You
everything.
gotta be like, you gotta,
Yeah. So
You got to get respect.
bullying over here. Stop.
so
Starts at home, man.
Oh, you
Well, it
need a
does.
hug over
Starts
here?
at home. They
Oh, I
put-
can't touch it because they don't want me to touch
they,
it.
they put the parents at a bad situation because if you whoop your kids,
Damn
certain
that.
age, you're going to jail.
Oh, yeah.
My mom
I heard her
could have
say-
been on parole for years.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I heard her say,
Oh, yeah.
said, I'm gonna whoop you and I love you. They gonna whoop you. They, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather take me to jail, but give me a few minutes.
Spare the rod, spoil the child. I think
Right.
when they took it away, these kids don't have no respect for their parents, let alone the teachers.
We had corporal punishment in school. Like I had
Teachers
my
had
own.
to-
I had my own paddle.
Right.
Oh,
Teachers
yeah.
have-
For
they
real,
could
it
do
had
it.
my name on it.
Well,
They didn't
that
do
is
it for
unheard
something
of.
you weren't disruptive in school,
Right.
were
No,
you?
I was.
Well, right now.
I didn't learn my lesson.
But-
you know, I slowed down a couple. You know, they gave me a limit, a meter of acting up. I won't only act up this much.
You had a cheetah scale for
Yeah.
fucking up, didn't you?
I had an algorithm.
There's the word.
Algorithm. It's
That
like-
is for
it's like-
any of you
it's like-
out there listening.
like-
that has to do with a vibe of some
Okay.
sort. There we go. Is that it?
It's like a vibe. Algorithm sound like some sedative stuff.
Well, I'll say this:
La-di-da.
with what I experienced, they got my mind right. It really did, and I really appreciate the
Any
effort that a lot of these.
Anything in particular?
Well, I mean, just looking at the effort and the energy that these educators have to put in to try to educate our young people, I've got a greater respect for what it is that they're trying to do. But you know what? I enjoyed doing it, and I'm still going to continue to do it. Had some strange encounters. I'll just say the kids are growing up a lot quicker than when we were probably in school.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I can. One example,
Could you expound?
well,
brother?
I can say I had an encounter with a female student
Okay.
that chose to, let's just say, degrade the consistency and the texture of my backside by grabbing me on
She
my
grabbed your
rear end.
booty?
She grabbed my butt.
okay.
Yeah. See, I'm
Okay.
trying to use some
Damn all that.
technical words
Yeah,
like I'm over here, but she
Spit
grabbed
it
my,
out. Spit it out.
she grabbed my, she grabbed my butt, and
Gluteus maximus.
you're not used to 7th graders doing that, especially to a man of my age, but she did, and but that's a serious matter there
Hell yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's a serious matter because that can be screwed a certain way, and
Get your ass me too.
yeah.
Bud.
15
So-
in the 7th grade, that's a very serious
Right.
matter.
That's
Well,
a movie too.
no kidding, but I
15 in the
No,
second
seriously
grade.
though.
but it was.
I would have freaked out because
Well-
she's got a 15-year-old mind. She could have said you grabbed her butt.
Yeah, well, that's why I immediately addressed the issue with
Society,
her.
the rules of society dictate that you have to believe her.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, in this
And you're
particular case,
guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah.
well, in this
Right.
particular case, I did address the issue with her, and I told her how inappropriate was that, and I at that particular time could have immediately taken her to the administration office and told them what had happened, but I, being a little new, I gave her an opportunity to sit down. She sat down at her desk, and she immediately still, I think, found some humor in what she had done and was talking with her girlfriends in at the desk, and
Trying to one up each other.
oh yeah, until
hot
she
for
just
teacher.
verbally said it out.
You let her put
that-
it all in? Well,
Well-
I had sex with the teacher.
Well, no.
Half a teacher.
She tried to top me up.
Well, she did by telling the girls that I totally do, Mr. Couch.
Oh!
And she,
How many
another
girls
cut,
how
and
many
said
girls?
it. There was 3 other girls that she was sitting
I would
around.
have jumped out the window immediately.
And but she said it in front of the whole class.
oh, I would have jumped out the window.
And they, of course,
whole class.
they giggled, and I
thought it
brought
was
her up.
contained
Well, no, the whole class, but she sat in a quad, a forward desk, and she said it, and I brought her up to the front and said that's it. We can't, and
yeah,
I
you had to
had to
say
have
so.
her escorted down to the administrator. That's the policy, and had it documented. And they will address it from that point. But the bigger issue is just like we talked a little briefly earlier, that you wonder what goes through the mindset of some of these young people and the kind of baggage and,
Self-esteem.
Where's the
and
teaching
stuff that's
self-esteem?
going on that they're bringing into
Where's
school.
the parents to
Self-
teach
I don't know.
them? That's
It's
not good.
self-esteem. Because a lot of times, I even thought about it as a foster kid myself. You trying to figure out who you are. You can't figure out who you are because you ain't with one of your parents is missing or both of them, and then you trying to fit in at school. They trying to tell you who you are. And then you got social media.
Oh, yeah.
You got that. That's changing lives and minds and thought processes.
It's the circle they hang around
Oh, yeah.
too.
That too, but social media is the new
The new devil.
it's television. It's what television was to us when it first came
They'll
out.
watch their phones
when we
over the
first- they
television.
watching
Can
it.
you imagine how would you have responded and handled
don't
some of the
know.
stuff that they
I
see
don't
on all they
I know what
with
I
the
did
touch
when-
of the button?
I know what I did when pagers and stuff came out. I had a phone in
paged
in
myself.
high school, right?
I paged myself just to look cool.
Each phone call was $9 million. Who calling you in the 12th grade on that bag phone? You walking. I'm walking.
Walking.
I ain't got a car. I'm walking. But I got a phone. I got a bag phone.
You got all the accessories.
I mean, but look at all the things that's pulling at this younger generation. I mean, the only thing that
Narcissism.
well, yeah,
Everybody
it
want to be
is.
famous.
If I would have, the only thing that really tempted me back in the day is if I got a copy of the Sears catalog and I could see the women in their bra and panties. That was about
Yeah,
the
that was
closest.
the
That
shit.
was about. That was.
Mine was waking up at 2 a.m. watching Cinemax.
Did you? Well, see.
See Emmanuel.
I always watch Cinemax through the squiggly line. That's
Did you?
all-
Oh yeah, you can do
Yeah,
that.
That's
bootleg
why my
cable there.
imagination is so wild.
We had bootleg cable there.
They're all David Davis bootleg coming through the house, but it was always a squiggly line.
But you
Emmanuel had 3 titties.
That's why I can read these
And
titty
now-
lines so well.
All they got to do is what? Touch a button,
Touch a
on
button.
the-
Yeah, touch a
and they
button.
got it all out there in
Yeah.
front.
Bink.
Bink, they can see
Google
it.
Pornhub. That's all you
Roku,
gotta do. All kind of shit
They
come
can
up.
see
And
it.
Joe Cool.
And you know what? I don't. I have no idea. I don't know what the answer is. If there's an answer,
There is.
you better hope that there's one
Well,
because
like-
this generation is what we are.
First thing should happen is whoever's at the house, whatever parent there is, they got to learn how to teach these children right from wrong.
You mean say no? Is that what you're saying?
But they listening to social media too.
Nah, not if you're
Well-
one of them parents that's responsible.
Well, a lot of these
no,
these are millennial,
These are millennial
parents, and
parents.
they
Yeah,
are
they-
doing the same
yeah, they
thing.
are.
Are getting
Same
old. Are
goddamn
getting
thing.
old. I will agree, but I'm just saying there's got to be a solution. I refuse to believe that there's no solution
it's
to all this
over.
bullshit.
It's over.
Well,
It's over.
It's over.
You say that with a smile.
well,
for real.
I'll tell you what.
I mean, I'm saying this shit ain't, the weather ain't fucking up. Kind of through osmosis, but this shit is the Earth is a living organism, and we are fucking amoebas fucking it up, and they just trying to get rid
With
of
all these
us.
words today,
Yeah,
man.
but I like
Amoebas,
that
But I'm saying-
algorithms,
I'm
amoebas,
saying, it's a living. If you something is bothering you on your skin, you itching. You start itching, trying to get rid of that. That's what the Earth is doing. It's itching like a motherfucker. Like, get these motherfuckers off of me.
Yeah,
Real.
but that's true though.
That's true.
It is, and
And it's true. And we over here acting like we don't know what's happening. Motherfucker.
but we got all these people in these corners of their privileged lives saying, "I got mine,
Right,
I
right.
and I've got the money to take care of mine."
Like,
but what
you
they
can't
don't
spend money on the water,
but what they
bitch.
don't understand is that this other stuff that's around them is what they're leaving for their
Right.
future generations. You know that?
Right.
Exactly.
So and that's what you're seeing. And
Dog
it-
eat dog world,
Yep.
man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's unfortunate because we was talking about where do we go from here? Where's the solution?
Well,
It's funny
You know?
you said dog, eat dog, and I was thinking about dogs yesterday. Like, like even animals, they got to be having meetings and shit. Like they getting smarter too. Like,
Well, they ain't too smart because you hear about those 3 dudes in Pennsylvania that fucked a dog, a goat, a cow, and 9 horses.
They having meetings
What?
now about that shit.
9 horses. Now, how do you fuck 9 of them?
Look, the dog
Who are these guys?
Speaking.
After the 3rd horse, I would think the 4th horse will go, man, fuck this shit. I'm out. I'm supposed to use mine. He ain't supposed to use his.
Hey.
Animals are getting together, dog. They having meetings and shit. Like,
Fuck the
I
horse.
was
Fuck
at
the 9 horses,
Hey.
dude. 3 dudes from Pennsylvania.
Hey, listen.
There was a K9 unit sent in this thing in California to get these cats that had been shooting out. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, I bet they pull K9s like, motherfucker, you go in that car. Did you hear that they had a bomb in that bitch? Possibly he's shooting.
Dogs are smart.
If a burglar come in the house, what the first thing we do? We talking about we love our animals. We send the damn dog.
Go get him.
If I'm
Go
a dog,
sick
I'll
'em.
get your ass like
Something
no
happened to the dog.
like, I think he got a gun too. I'm not going down there. They got clips in these motherfuckers. You ain't got no insurance. Who gonna take care of me?
But what kind of sick people is that, man? I mean,
Fucking animals, they
yeah,
wrong,
a
man.
goat. How's that goat? Not bad.
Wait,
I did a gig way out. We do a lot of gigs way out of the country, and they had a guy who had apparently, and it was the joke of the evening and shit. When I was on stage, like he was fucking the sheep.
Well.
And then like everybody knew it. It was cool. It was like I can't remember his name. Maybe Jimmy the Goat Herder or some shit. I would call back to that. It was just they was okay with it.
Since we're on the topic of bestiality, I've got to say this as somebody who did the work that I did for the city of Columbus, and obviously there's some information that I cannot or will I attempt to divulge.
Okay.
But I did do some investigative, and thank God that a couple of these incidents that I'm getting ready to mention, these individuals did not become Columbus firefighters.
Okay.
That's cool. We had 2 cases where we had an individual who applied to become a firefighter who actually pulled the teeth of some of his animals so the dog can give him oral sex, number 1. And we also had one that put peanut butter and kernels of corn on his penis so
kind of
he could
Stephen
have a
King
chicken
shit?
peck him off of his penis.
Stephen King.
That's Columbus, Ohio, man.
Hey, wait a minute.
That's
But
Ohio State Buckeyes.
no, wait, it ain't the Buckeyes.
What kind of pet cemetery?
But so these are true stories. So, and we're not playing a game of topper here, as in I can top yours, I can top yours. We're not playing top, but that's what happened. So when you brought that about, but can you believe the sick, twisted shit that?
I mean, how do you fuck a cow?
Well, I don't
There's a
know.
better way to get a T-bone than a fucking cow.
You better be hung like a horse.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God.
How do you do that?
I don't get it. And I'm
bet the
sure
cow
all
be
of them
like-
was like, what the
Right.
fuck is going on?
The cow
This
don't
ain't
even
right.
feel it. The cow don't even feel it.
I was like,
It waves its tail like it the flies away from the They're like, why you always flapping every time we
and this motherfucker busted a nut and falling asleep under the cow.
Got a cigarette?
I'm just saying, that's a sick world we living in.
Oh,
man.
it is.
And he had the nerve to want to get a border wall.
Hey, but look, you
Oh,
wonder
border
why,
wall.
Hey, that Zika wall. Or that Zika
border wall.
virus.
Zika
shit,
virus.
You know what? It make them look like aliens and shit. I'm telling you, that's where that shit be coming from. But they try to blame it on the bugs and shit. I bet mosquitoes like, we didn't do that shit. That's you fucking them animals and shit.
No shit.
That was a
Bestiality, though. If you do that, I think you should sound like whatever you fuck. If you fuck the goat, you just gonna be like this all the time. You fuck a dog, you just gonna be walking. God damn it!
Why you always growling every morning? That's why I ain't say nothing. All that
Fuck the
shit.
horse
But
all day.
who puts peanut butter and kernels of corn on their penis to have some
They done done it before.
to peck them off?
They mix them ingredients. They done done it a few times.
Who thought of that shit?
Right. They done
What
done
to
it a
have
few
them
times.
peck it off of your penis? Can
That's
you believe
risky.
that? Well,
That's
yeah, it's
risky.
risky. So
They into
Yeah, law
that pain
against
sex, that dominatrix shit. That's what that is. That's they form. That's they free form of that.
is it?
Yeah, that's they. It only $4.99 at the store form of that.
That's a new cock-a-doodle-doo.
So you mentioned a wall, man on man.
Yeah, I
so
mentioned a wall.
are we making America great again?
It's
Isn't that
wonderful.
Isn't that amazing? I wonder what that's coded for.
See,
What is
people could say America was great.
It was never great.
Never
It
great.
was- How you great?
Well,
how you great when you enslaved the people?
he's definitely wanting. He's definitely wanting the old school with the white power.
America wants to be
The
great.
sign,
Is
the
that
white
that
power,
sign
that's
that you're
the
showing?
sign.
That-
So
okay,
That's
so
the
what?
white power sign. He always says America first. That used to be the slogan for the KKK. Diversity in this country is not where it's supposed to be. It's going ass backwards.
Right.
45.
We gonna be
People
slaves
say he's
again.
not prejudiced.
And
or
we gonna
well,
fuck around and be slaves again. White people gonna be complaining
So-
and be like, man, shut the fuck up. This is your fault, motherfucker. Get that roll too.
So
we're not gonna be slaves this time. We're not gonna be the slaves.
Are we saying it's no longer a wink, wink, nod, nod?
Oh, no, they doing
when
it
we
in
say
the-
those "Make America Great,"
You see
that's
what,
not wink, wink, nod, nod.
No,
you know what?
you see what
it's
Giuliani
flat out.
did? You see what Giuliani did? He went overseas. He was going overseas and said it on TV. Yeah, I'm going to get some dirt on these motherfuckers so we can win. Like he's saying it out loud on television.
Ever since 9/11, that motherfucker ain't been right.
He
You know,
ain't been
but you know
right.
what's really
One of-
creepy? We can talk about this individual or the state of our politics, but doesn't it make you wonder about the people sometimes who work right beside you, who look at you and
that's funny. I say that.
Doesn't it make you wonder about those
Yeah.
people who
More.
sit there because they can look at you and tell you that I like this particular individual because he
don't take
talks
no
up,
shit.
yeah, or I like his policies about taxes, and you know what? I won't get into it. If you have some political ideals about where you believe our country should be going financially, or what you believe in our tax systems or whatever, I can almost get that.
Right.
But when you have a president that talks blatantly about mud people and
Shithole countries.
shithole countries, and you know, the Klan ain't all bad.
If
you know that.
are okay with my oppression, then you are my
Oh,
oppressor.
Okay. So how do you accept anything when an individual talks about that? How can you accept any of his other policies
They say-
without believing in him and what he's about
Right.
yourself?
Right. You can't. You can't.
And his
you
whole
can't
defense is
pick it.
always, well, look at the economy right now. It's
Oh,
the best it's ever been.
bullshit.
But that's stupid to me because it's like winning a lotto, but your kid's missing.
I know it.
How can
So-
you have fun?
I know it.
How can you enjoy that money
I understand
if you don't know what the next day is going to
But-
bring? If it's going to be civil war, I don't want nothing to happen to the motherfucker
'Cause
because
they-
his base is going to lose. They're going to go ape shit and start civil war.
They already in mutual assured. What is it? Assured mutual destruction.
He said he need 2 more years because the Mueller investigation took
Right.
2 years.
He's trying to
Okay.
be king. He wants to see a crown put on his
It
head.
ain't-
He and his base is going to take that and
Yeah.
run with it.
Well, can I ask you who's done any boxing in here?
Me.
Okay.
I've fought.
Okay, yeah. Well, here's what I know
My
about.
foster homes, we had that.
Yeah, you know when they talk about boxing, when you take, and I've done, you know, you take a shot, you take a good shot, your equilibrium, you get a little
yeah.
off balance.
Oh, yeah.
You're off balance until your head clears up. You know what I really think has happened? I think after 8 years of that terrible Barack Obama who was in office, wink, wink, nod, nod, people.
Oh, hold on. I did good. I did good. I did good.
Yeah, there we go. You know where I'm going with that. That terrible job that he did. He didn't catch Osama bin Laden. No, he made our economy go. He did all these bad things. Bullshit.
Right.
So after 8 years of the successful, and I believe it was a successful presidency from Barack Obama.
From a standpoint, he was successful, but he could have did more.
Yeah, he could have done more.
His hands was tied too, man.
Nah, fuck that. Your last 6 months in office,
I know what you
supposed
about to
show
say.
out. You supposed to
Yeah.
show out.
Yeah.
He and white people will admit this shit. He should have spoke to niggas, real niggas, at about the 6 month last. Look, I've been here for a while. I'm about to get out, and this was some real shit right now.
Damn the mule, he'll get your 40 acres
Right,
next
right,
week.
right. Sasha Malia, you know, we understand what the fuck is going on, and throughout my presidency, there's been some bullshit that done happened. And here's
Hindsight
what it
is 20/20, isn't it, brother?
But he wanted to protect his legacy.
I know he did.
He was supposed to take one for the team, though, because he would have been revered 30, 40 years from now as a hero right now. Like, he wasn't supposed to give up them keys to the White House.
But
he knew with Trump, he knew what the fuck was coming into the White
I
House.
see what you're saying, Amaru,
He
but
supposed to, but I ain't giving you up the keys.
But-
You're going to have to come in and get me.
Well, I agree with you there, but I believe that withstanding those last 6 months or 8 months or 9 months, the 7 months that he was here, I believe there was just a major part of our society who could not accept, who couldn't absolutely believe that there was a black man that was in that position.
But he was
That's what I mean by these people have been
But he was
off balance.
also white. That's what they forget.
Yes,
but
they
was so mad. Every day they mad.
and that's why they grabbed on to this.
This is a backlash. It's a backlash, 100%. They went so far right with the most unqualified person to become in the Oval Office.
Like
the
him
worst
talking
businesses,
shit,
$1 billion
him
he
talking
lost.
shit appealed to me in the beginning. Him talking shit. However,
It was a joke, I thought.
I already knew he was a joke in the business world because I paid attention that he was losing all his money, and I'm like, no. Once they find that shit out, like he can't
After the
be
pussy
perfect.
grabbing thing,
we
I
knew.
thought,
So why
okay.
did they still grab at him?
I don't know.
As he was
Because-
making fun of the people who with
Because they
disability.
like-
Because he was.
Yeah.
Because he said those
He
magical
said- 'cause
words.
He looked like
Make
everybody.
America great again.
Which
He
meant
looked
I'm going to make it white
And,
again.
and he looked like every white person's granddaddy. He looked like everybody's grandpa, great grandpa, and don't be my grandpa. He's just like that,
And we.
If this man didn't show his true colors as far as being a racist,
But we
he
are-
has that track record, and if he did some of the things
He
in
didn't
a
have to
different
show
manner,
it.
if he shut the fuck up and he showed a little bit of presidential decorum,
But he hasn't.
If he did a little bit of that,
If people would have done their research, they wouldn't have voted for him.
people
because he-
did their research and still voted
No,
for
they
him. Amaru.
didn't, because he was the same dude back then that he is now.
They
Just
didn't care.
amplified.
They just wanted somebody besides Barack Obama.
But thank
everybody
you.
acted
But he
surprised.
said the magical words. He said it in a coded fashion,
Make America great again.
which is we're gonna make
Make
this
America white again.
white again.
Well, they already
That's
had
what
the
they
piece-
want. And
well,
even your friends who are, I'm your buddy Monday through Friday or whatever, they would love to tell you that, I know what he meant by that. I don't agree with that.
You know
but
what's-
I think it still resonated with some of the people who you might work
Did you
with.
lose friends
remember
because of their
Voltron?
political views? No?
Oh, I'm certainly did. Sure.
Remember Voltron, how they needed all the pieces to connect? He was the head. And the other pieces was like the name of the FBI building. It reminds you, J. Edgar Hoover was a fucking racist. He
Oh,
put,
certainly.
Dr. Martin Luther King on the fucking terrorist watch list.
Yep.
So you got the badge. The badge is a reminder because that came from the Slave
Certainly.
Patrol. And it still looks like the Slave Patrol badge. The only thing they changed it is the name of the county and what the sheriff's department. That type of thing. Those reminders, those monuments, the statues,
Yep.
little reminders. Those are the head, the torso,
And he's giving people the
arm,
green-
and
yeah.
Trump was the fucking the head.
And he gave him the green light. He
Bam.
said,
Yep.
"Don't be
Right.
so."
Right.
Oh, you
Those
could,
reminders are all around us when we go into the court system.
Oh, I
we
know
go
it
into
is.
the court building. All those white, those frames that were
Yes, it
judges
is.
are all white.
talking
people.
about B. Ruff.
Like,
Yes.
B.
like,
Ruff. Did you see
those-
Sandra?
right,
Did you see the
those are-
Sandra Bland? Did you hear her phone? They had her phone, and my man
yeah.
talking about he gonna light her up.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pointed at her.
Yeah,
you
gonna
know.
light her up and.
And
But then they
wore
showed the
that
white
body
lady.
slam.
They showed
Yeah.
the white lady that was telling the cops "fuck you" basically, and da da
Oh,
da.
that she was on the council or something
Yeah,
like that.
man.
Certainly, yeah.
She said, "I want to know what you pulled them over for." She wasn't even. Involved.
She wasn't even. Yeah,
Yep.
it was her
like,
kid.
I was like, I almost said white power.
It almost.
Yeah,
And then
she was letting them have it.
then
Like,
the
give me your
15
badge number. He was yes.
Oh,
ma'am.
yeah.
He was complying and shit. I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like,
That's
he was-
privilege
that's
at
privilege
its
like a
finest.
motherfucker. At its finest.
And then had a 15-year-old get body slammed. We talking about that.
oh,
man.
yeah.
I guarantee you, I'd have lost my
Look, yeah,
freedom.
yeah.
There's
Oh, yeah.
no way in hell if that was my 15-year-old daughter.
They-
I know.
Oh, they
That
were
15-year-old that grabbed your ass.
Oh yeah. Can
She
you-
shouldn't have been slammed like that either.
He
yeah.
wanted to do that.
He wanted to do that,
I
man.
know.
Wanted to
Since
do
when
that.
is it we supposed to respect women? We can't put our hands on women. But the police got the green light because
yeah.
they somehow feel threatened by a
In the
15-year-old.
military,
Well,
in the
There was
military,
no way.
you can't get it. You get court martial. You shot who? For what? You fear for your life. Did that motherfucker raise and pull the trigger on you first? No. You
If I don't have a gun, you should never fear for your life.
In the army, in
Well-
the military, you going to jail. You better be sure that they pulled the trigger first, right?
Yep.
It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. It's the mandate. You can't accidentally shoot nobody over there because you will start an international incident. It's the mandate.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear nothing about that in the military because it don't happen. You shot who for what?
Right. But the police
going to
evidently have a
jail.
different.
Yeah,
They're on
the
a different
military,
scale.
You going to jail.
well, it's happening
Period.
a lot. It's happening here. So
So,
what do we do?
right,
I'm just sick of
because
hearing
it's-
about the
because
good-
it's the mandate. The mandate ain't to preserve, protect, and whatever the word, the framing is.
Yeah.
It ain't that. It's protect yourself first. Control
When-
these motherfuckers by any means necessary.
Any means necessary. That's what they're
Ask
trying to
questions.
do.
When's enough though?
When they
Well,
start shooting back.
I'm afraid
But
that.
that's what happens sometimes, and then we're
And
looked
then they
at
want
the
to
people that
invite you to
shoot.
the table. Then they want to invite you to. They want to say, "Oh, how can we change this?" Well, we could have stopped it before it happened, and here's was the warning signs. This is what we was trying to tell you, and now all of a sudden you want to bring us to the table.
Yeah.
You know.
But it hasn't stopped.
It's about
It's been
respect.
since the 60s. It's been forever.
It's right.
It's nothing
It's about respect.
stopped.
Because they did the number one masterful thing that they could ever do was create brainwashing.
Yep.
That was the number one thing that paid off into the favor of white supremacists was brainwashing. And they did that successfully with black people. Period.
Oh yeah.
Period.
From religion
To
schooling,
all the little things.
and all the little things. The
Oh,
it's
yeah,
supposed to,
to make
to,
them-
to the white Jesus picture.
Right,
Oh,
all
yeah.
that.
To
Those are the
Christianity.
pieces that form Voltron.
Oh,
I
yeah.
tell you, those are the pieces. Form, feet, and legs.
And now Damien,
Right.
Yeah, but you're right though.
Damien is here. I do have 666.
Right. And what the tragedy is the only fear, because I've talked to my girl about it, the only fear that they have, and the reason why a lot of them are like this is because they think about that shit too, the atrocities that their ancestors did. If these niggas get power, they gonna do that shit to us. No, we ain't got time for that shit. I gotta be to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, yeah.
We ain't trying to,
But
we ain't thinking
I just
about-
want to get the ticket
just
and not
want to-
have a bullet in my ass.
Right.
There you go.
Right. We
That's
ain't got
all.
time for that shit. We ain't got time for that shit.
And people
Just
don't
to-
understand that because I ain't gonna lie. The other night I went to a bar. I was gonna meet some people, and the young lady showed up first. I went to high school with her. She said she was scared because 2 black guys road rage. She cut them off, and they was mad at her. So they followed her, and she turned the corner. She got away from them, and she said, "Well, I don't know if they seen where I came in, but when I leave, if something happens to me, you make sure you go to police, let them know." That these 2 black guys was following me. I said, so you want me to be a witness and a fucking suspect? I said, you actually think I could go to the police and say, 2 black guys followed you,
Right.
and
what?
she's missing now.
Right.
Now
What's
she's
the
missing.
description?
Well, what do you know?
She had a look on her face like, are you serious? I said, yeah.
They asked you what's the description. Then that one guy put up a mirror.
Yeah, but
Right. That is funny as hell, but it
well, no, he was about 6'7",
Right.
You fit
Hey,
that.
stand up,
How
sir.
about you wait?
Yeah, she really believed. She actually said, you need to go down. And said, God bless, nothing happened. But still, they don't really understand the plight of being a black person in this country.
yeah.
They don't even have a clue. I wouldn't want to be nothing else. I would not want to have a privilege that I'm not entitled to. I like I said it again, Frederick Douglass, no struggle, there's no progress. I like a little bit of struggle because it tastes so much better when you're
Certainly.
done. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want to be nothing else but black. But if I was white, the way I do think, the way I am,
If you had a choice,
no.
I love
it.
There's no way.
in between.
I wouldn't, man, because I don't know
At
nothing
least
else.
you have an accent. You know, that's debatable.
I don't know, man.
I'm proud to be black, but
I don't know. I had a Somali
For
girl.
24 hours. Huh?
yeah, you know, it's like,
For what? For how long?
maybe half my life. Could half my life I be black? And then
Would
the
you
other
rather
half-
live to be 50 white or 100 to be black?
Ah, that's a tough one.
That was a question asked on Little House on the Prairie.
Oh yes, you
I
remember
just want
Todd
to-
Bridges.
Todd Bridges.
Todd Bridges was in that.
He
Who
said-
asked him?
they-
Michael Landon
They asked
asked him.
him. They asked him in school and said, "What do you?" He said, "What do you like? What do you dislike about yourself?" And he said, "Being a nigga." He didn't know.
I just 10. If I could have 10 years, it would have been like be privileged and to use that for something positive. And,
But you got to go back to being black, would you? If you had 10 years of being white and you knew you was black in the beginning,
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I was corrected that class.
all of a
man.
sudden your credit goes down really bad.
Oh yeah, young lady.
But But being the privilege for 10 years, you would attain the knowledge and information to sustain that shit when you go back to being black.
Well, how come the people that's already privileged don't do that then?
Because they take
They fucking up their privilege.
Right.
They don't even know they privilege.
That they privilege.
They so worried about being scared of a black man while you skydive
Right.
and jump
Oh,
off.
yeah.
But you scared of me.
Or they feel
They'll know that I'm the dude that's gonna turn back black for another 80 years after this white experience because of the shit that I do. I mean, it was like you are acting extra white today. Like, are you really black?
You getting that last couple of whites in.
but see, we have so many
extra white today. What's going on? Talk to me.
we have so many people, so many of our brothers and sisters who unfortunately feel they're only validated by what they feel validated by what white America thinks
right.
of them.
Yes,
and that's
absolutely.
really frustrating.
You do have to wear different hats.
You
So you
have
can't
to.
talk a certain way when you're around.
Yes, but
that's just
Look
how
at
it
me.
is.
I fit the description. My voice is deep. White people lock they shit up if they think I'm coming that way. You know what I'm saying? You
Click,
can hit the
click,
door click, click, around the corner. I ain't even got around the corner yet, lady. Like you gonna rob me and your credit gonna go down. Like, you just don't understand.
Right.
But I've been the big black guy most of my adult life. You know, I've been and had to figure out and understand what I look like to other people, and that I intimidate other people. Not intentional, but not knowing that makes it even worse being a black person. Like,
Right.
why is this motherfucker doing this shit? And then I look in the mirror like, oh shit, nigga, I almost called the police.
Hey, come get me.
Oh, come get me. Well, what's your description? You know, so once you understand what you look like to other people, you can then adjust. But that's education.
Certainly.
Having a certain understanding about a certain awareness about yourself, but you get distracted because of social media.
I just find myself changing my career to this podcast, of course, because I've been doing a comedy thing on the road for so many years, and most of the shows, I hate to say it,
Say it, man. How many years? About 30?
I've been doing comedy since '89.
So,
but
yeah.
I've been with this particular agency since '99. There's no black circuit agency that would join me. So I was with a white agency. And unfortunately, most of the shows, I was the only black guy there. Now, I did shows commensurate to the audience we all could relate to. I don't do
Sure.
black, white jokes. And I just do things we could all relate to. But at some point, I get tired of that shit. When 45 got in the office, a lot of white people are more outgoing, talking shit on to the people on stage. And I don't want to be that person that...
The angry black guy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to do what they want me to do and be like they want me to be, that angry black guy. And I would carry. I'm sorry. I don't want to go on stage carrying, but legally I could because I'm in an entertainment. So I've never done that.
Well, does
by
it
the
get
way.
confrontational?
Oh,
Sometimes
it could be.
is.
Oh, hell yeah. Especially being on it.
No,
I'd have been on tour and
depends on
had
what-
my kids with me and had to, right after I got off stage, like, go back to the room, but like, hey, get up. We getting the fuck out of here.
Gotta go.
We gotta go.
They know where you stay. So
Oh,
I had
yeah.
a show last week. I took my wife
Oh.
and my kid. And let me tell you, first show in a year. I did great. I had a great time. But I was more relieved it was done versus going, man, I want to get back on stage again. Because I'm in a transition stage. I'm trying to do something from here. The traveling shit is done. I don't talk politics on stage. This is my venue for politics. Just the thought is something we could talk about whatever the fuck we feel. I don't do that on stage. I don't set myself up to do a black joke and say the N-word for that white dude to say the N-word to me after. Yeah, I may say it when I'm around my peers, my brothers, what have you. I don't particularly say it a lot, no. But it's our word to say. Yeah, it could be taken out sometimes out of context. Sometimes people could say it too much, but I don't want to get a green light for these white people at my shows that think that I would be acceptable to hearing that shit. So thus, I don't really do comedy no more. I do, but it depends on if it's a diverse
I've been
crowd.
at shows you ain't even gotta say, nigga. And they be like, hey man, I got a joke for you.
Yeah.
Like, and I be thinking about head, you see how big I am? The big
But they
black
got
guy that
friends.
cross
But
your
they got all
mind.
kind of friends with them. But the last week's show was diverse, and I was happy about that. It was a lot of black people, and I had a bunch of people come from Lansing, which was very humbling, and I appreciated that. So I quit while I'm ahead with that. And I'm not saying I won't never do another show. That's not the point. But I'm just picking and choosing. Now,
Yeah,
I don't want to
sometimes,
be...
you want to be comfortable.
Certainly.
I want to be comfortable.
And not have to kowtow,
Yeah, and it's a new game now. People, there's different comics do a lot of political stuff. If that's their bag,
Yeah.
but I
I
never knew
remember-
when it was a blessing to
In
talk
the
about-
beginning, I used to, Not necessarily political. I was a comic that I had a USA Today under the left arm, and so when I went up on stage, I would pull it out and then riff off of whatever today's
In their town.
news topic was.
Yeah.
No, it was a USA Today actually.
Oh, okay, USA.
And so I started with the weather. So I used to do that.
So that was
And
fun
it-
energy show.
Oh yeah. That was me. I was that guy talking shit about about whatever popped up. I was good at that.
Yeah.
And but I never really, unless somebody said something in the audience or detoured that way, I wouldn't shy away from saying certain shit.
Oh
But
yeah,
I
you get them
wouldn't-
back a heckler,
Right.
but when they turn race into it, it's
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
Oh, I
What
had
do you do?
KKK yelled out the audience. And,
Whoa. You've had what?
Oh yes,
Oh,
they let you
have to
know
deal with
where the
stuff
fuck
like
you
that.
at.
You have to deal with stuff like that.
I did a gig in Virginia Beach. Is it Virginia Beach? What's the club there called? I can't think.
Comedy
of it.
Club.
Yeah, Comedy Club. Anyway, and I ain't been back there, but I ain't been there but once. And had a ball. Got a standing ovation. That's why I didn't come back. I used to do this poem when the war first started, and the poem was a prediction of everything that happened that's already happened now today. And it came true, everything I said in this poem. But when I said it in the early days, so I did this poem, I used to close my show with this poem or whatever, and either I get a standing ovation or I don't. That's how it was with this particular poem. And this is on a military base. This is a military town. And so one lady, right after I finished the poem, she was like, "You were funny until you did that poem." Like, was mad about the shit. Some people understood it and had people overseas. One lady was like, "Can you write that down for me, please? Because my brother is overseas serving in Iraq right now, and oh my God, it just made." I done had soldiers come up to me who understood because I'm a veteran, so they understood the hell I'm talking about. This, but I lost my train of thought.
No, you was
As long
talking
as you got a
about.
station to park your train there, Ace.
Oh, yeah.
You were talking about.
Yeah.
What was I talking
You
about?
talking about the poem? Wait.
You know, I'm laughing because he's like,
Yeah, it was that. I didn't know if it was that.
you was gonna talk about somebody after the show probably was gonna say something.
Something.
to
The
you.
rate. Yeah.
So the race thing. So right.
Yeah, he's got a station to park his
Hey,
train.
he do this
said
though.
it-
It's funny
he
as
lost his
hell.
train of
He
thought.
sidebar himself. And he forget his whole train. Go ahead.
But yeah, so that wasn't even necessarily about race. Maybe some of it was, but it was them looking at me negatively, talking about something that was
'Cause you wasn't
unpopular
supposed to
talk,
say
because
it.
I wasn't supposed to say it. All that shit came true, dog. All of it came true. Everything I said in this fucking poem was the fucking truth. All of it came true, and we still in that same damn war today. You know what I mean? So people don't think. It's not about a thought process. It's about whatever clique you belong to, and that's what my daddy taught me. If find somebody saying something that my daddy taught me, and a lot of people don't want to go against the grain. They don't want to go because you done called their grandparents bad people. That's not what we're saying.
Shit, they
We're
was,
just
though.
saying that the shit that they did, they was fucked up.
Fucked up, and that was the only way they knew
That was
to.
the only way they knew to do it. Nobody got therapy. We didn't get therapy.
No, we didn't get
after
therapy.
Slavery ended,
Still
and
don't.
neither white
Still
people. And we dealing with that self-therapy and self-healing situation right now. Could you imagine slavery ending and all of a sudden you can't do it no more?
Oh yeah.
I can't fuck any bitch I want anymore.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That shit just didn't disappear.
No,
it
no.
went underground.
Yeah.
That's all it did.
Like, shh, eyes wide shut.
Right.
Eyes wide shut. You're right.
But the ass is wide open.
Right. So black people experiencing this shit. We didn't get no therapy. Okay, now you don't have to worry about that anymore because it doesn't happen anymore. We didn't get to talk about what we saw 10 years ago when my mama got, fucked butt naked outside in front of everybody, humiliated in front of all these
Certainly.
people that master was trying to. None of that ever got discussed.
No therapy for that.
None of that. No therapy. We all got PTSD.
And then you're supposed to go, okay, you free.
Right.
You're free.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Right.
Work.
There you go.
Right. They got
Oh,
paintings
no.
and pictures.
So we gave him the
No
freedom, and now
affirmative,
look what happened.
no affirmative
Right,
action yet.
right.
No
Yeah.
affirmative action yet.
Yeah, no.
Get a job.
Yeah, good
Right,
job.
think about it. They got pictures that exist today with like a little white girl smiling, licking some ice cream.
Well, as a dude's getting hung.
As a dude getting hung.
And
That was
burnt.
normal.
Isn't
Yeah.
that something?
And one day you can't do it no more.
Nope.
Yeah.
That shit, they need a therapy.
So when you hear "Make America Great Again,"
You know.
That's
That's
what
what they
you
talking
see.
about. That's what they talking about.
That's what you see and hear. And it's so blatant. People get mad at him because, okay, you gonna congratulate Bosa. the number 2 pick,
yeah.
but you don't congratulate the Heisman
Oh, yeah,
winner.
yeah,
And the
yeah.
first time a player's ever been picked number one in football in the first round in baseball. First time, but you don't acknowledge that. But he ain't supposed to if he's supposed to be prejudiced, right? So he's just
They-
doing what we thought.
They didn't even talk about that much. Didn't one of them get shot at, or their friend got killed right after the draft. Somebody friend.
I know what you're talking about,
One of
but
the-
Yeah,
one of
but
the
that-
draft
that-
picks.
okay.
Got shot at, but his buddy that he was with got murdered.
yeah.
They ain't talked about that but 2 seconds.
well, they don't want to talk about that.
Even y'all was like, oh yeah.
I heard about it a little bit, but they don't.
Right,
Well,
right.
you can't talk about what you don't know
Yep.
because they don't. They kind of glance past
Yeah,
the,
they glad,
on
and
the
they
bottom.
glad, just like they glad past the shooting that happened in Oklahoma again by the police officers who shot 2 or 3 little boys in the backyard who was playing guns, and you could hear him on his radio say, "I think they're cap guns." Free, get down! And not even a second, he shot at them motherfuckers. Bah, 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 bah.
Another Tamir Rice.
And
Huh?
Oh,
they gotta
yep,
record
and that's
it.
something.
They got to record it. That not even that he acknowledged first before he walked up to the gate
And wasn't
that-
shooting at him,
and
right?
said, yes, he
See?
said, I think they're shooting cap guns, but I'm gonna go see. Hey, put those down now. Blah, 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 blah,
Yep.
blah, blah. And then he talked about it.
And that's normal now.
That's normal.
And we're supposed to just get over that.
Nope.
And supposed to just Blue Lives Matter stuff. There are actually good police officers, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But
Yes,
to
I
me,
know.
If
it's
you
that
are
word you said, that
okay with
algorithm,
my oppression-
that algorithm. What is it?
Algorithm.
Algorithm.
Oh yeah, let's get
They
that straight
all
now.
their
That
vibes.
vibe.
That vibe.
All their vibes are the same. There's a police code. They don't snitch on each
Nope,
other.
they don't.
But if
That's
you
that's
are-
what's got to change.
Yeah, if you are okay with my oppression, then you are my oppressor. You can't tell you that you're a good cop and you ain't saying shit.
Exactly. That's what I'm
And
saying.
I understand that there's opposition, this, that, and the third. Dr. King had to go through them same oppositions, but he did it. We gonna all eventually have to stand up at some time. At some point, what is your soul worth?
And unfortunately, the
Like-
only way they'll get,
only way
they'll listen is if
If more
something.
motherfuckers keep doing it,
Well, they only listen when you have uprisings. It's the only time.
Somebody got to do it. Somebody in the police department got to be like, look, man, fuck that, man. This is and it happened a couple times, and they were retaliated against. But at some point, it's got to keep happening over and over.
I just don't want to see police officers get killed by some fool just because.
They can't kill all the police officers.
No, they can't.
I just don't want to see that because that's when
They can't kill all the police officers.
I just think they should be held accountable. I don't see how one police officer could get charged, the one that shot the lady, the Australian lady,
Because he was black.
because
Black.
he's black. He was Muslim.
Yep.
Muslim
Yeah,
was
but he
black.
was black.
He got
Yeah.
12
Yeah,
years.
he was black.
They gave him
Don't
time.
matter if you
They
got
gave-
a
Oh no!
a droplet of black.
Quickly,
They
they gave him
There's another
time.
cat that got time too. I can't think. Maybe a Hispanic cat. He got time too for shooting. I can't think of what it was, but it's just recently happened. And he got time. I was like, what color is he? He got time. He was a minority.
He wasn't white.
He was a minority. I was like, oh, they gonna give it.
But the white guy that shot Tamir Rice, he got another job.
Oh
as a
yeah, he
police
did
officer.
another job. Yep.
Well,
So
see-
he did.
How's that happen?
Well, I don't know, but
I mean,
considering
it's amazing, man. It's just amazing to me how everything gets overlooked, or brushed under the rug.
If Obama was at the helm right now,
Oh.
they
Oh.
hammed his ass
I
up
was
long
watching,
time ago.
Oh.
They but below.
Oh, are you kidding
I was watching
me?
CBS News the other night, and they had a story called 326. It was about a guy coming from foreign country, Honduras maybe, and he was leaving that with his daughter because of threat of violence there. They separated him at the border. She was in a detention camp. She was 5 years old, 326 days. Now that Trump, whatever, separated at the border, that's since now ceased. But it's just, I guess you don't really know the horrific value of that until you see it. How can you, a 5-year-old kid? I mean, he's saying everybody,
separating them from her.
because he's saying they're a threat. They're bringing over their drug addicts.
Oh, yeah.
Fear-mongering.
This man came over here to bring his daughter for getting away from violence in his country.
When you have no other choice but to do that and walk through all that and go
Yeah.
through all that,
Yeah.
it must be bad.
So-
it's got to be bad where you coming from.
Oh, certainly.
It's got to
If
be
you're gonna
bad.
do that.
If you're going to risk that.
Yeah.
and your
So a
child-
family, immigrant families together, they organized him getting reunited with his daughter, and happily it took 326 days. But as a father of daughters, I couldn't imagine
Can you do that?
Oh, yeah.
being away from my child, and she don't know nobody else. And they took her while she was asleep at the border. So she woke up with strangers.
But see, they don't care because
They don't care nothing about
these
that.
these people are less than.
Yeah.
You know, Wanda Sykes, I remember seeing her a few years ago in a concert, and she talked about, it's not Trump that worries me. It's those people, and it's coming
That's
to
true,
fruition.
though.
It's those people that support him.
That is true.
Yeah.
It
That
is
is
just,
true. There was nothing he could do that would piss them off.
and that's what's really scary. Now, I'm slightly older than you two guys here, just slightly, and I've lived through a lot of the stuff that we've talked about, and I never, be honest with you,
And it
never
ain't been
thought,
that long ago.
but I never thought I would see some of the stuff that I
I'm right back.
remember hearing that happened in Detroit back in 1967 when I was 10 years old.
Right,
But
And
it's
riots.
that's not that long ago.
I know, but you know what? We're 50-something years ago, but I still thought I didn't live, and I wasn't looking through rose-colored glasses because we elected a black president that all of this was going to match.
Right.
I understood what was going on, but just the blatant display.
What was your worst experience?
What was my? Well, you know, I lived through some of those riots.
What was the worst?
But having my brothers spit on. My brothers, both of my brothers were in the military in Vietnam. I had two brothers, not one. I had two that actually fought year after the other. One 67, 68 did it, and one went 68, 69. And having them from up on the campus, OSU campus, be spit on.
Wow.
So I recall seeing that because we didn't live too far from campus, and I remember seeing them spit on. So, you know, that might seem kind of benign, but to me, that, because, you know,
That's
they were
one
my
of the most
children.
nasty
My
things that could
grandfather
ever
was in
happen.
the black military police army.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, he was one of them original black military police, and they were segregated.
So was that World War II? Or Korean?
Just before they built the, I got a picture of him standing in front of what is now, what did they attack us here?
Pearl Harbor.
Pearl Harbor. Yeah,
So that's
he-
World War II.
Yeah, he's standing right in front of it before.
So, you know, I don't know. It's just those people who, and what's really scary about it is that, you know, every day you work around, or you're around people who accept this kind of behavior, who look at this kind of behavior and think that is normal.
Because it
When
don't affect them.
it doesn't affect them.
That's all it
And
is.
that's what's really, and then we also have people who happen to look like us, who want to put their head in the sand like they're an ostrich and it's
Right,
not
right,
happening
it's not
around
happening
them.
to them.
Or worse, I got mine.
Right.
And all I got to do is work, not understanding that what is happening on the peripheral around them will eventually affect you and
Right,
yours.
right, yeah.
And that's what's really, really frustrating. But I'm seeing all of this replay itself, or as you said, never actually went away. And the blatantness of it, the out in your face is just absolutely mind-boggling.
It's mind blowing.
That this guy.
And then on TV, the news, they act like they just pretend like they. How did this happen?
Yes, I'd almost wish he'd just say, come up to the podium and say, attention, I have an announcement.
Got him.
I'm the president. All you niggers go back to Africa and get it over with.
Right,
Just say it. All you people that don't look like, get the hell out.
And we'll go back to Europe.
And get the hell out of this country.
It's coming.
And we're good.
Right, it's coming.
We're good. Just say that, all right?
Get it right, get it
And
over
then
with.
just have certain people who of our color look at him and say, yes, Massa, so I'll still serve you. I'll still stay beside you.
My man
Can I
was
stay
saying-
here? I'll stay here and work with you, Massa.
Oh, it's
But
not-
all the, yes,
I was
yes.
talking about that in the meeting.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Oh, man.
I tell my girl, I'll be like, you know, if I see somebody like that, I'll be like, you know, if there's a revolution, he got to go. And she'll be like, oh, he got to go.
Hey, we laughing,
He
but
gonna get
hell,
us all killed.
that's what he's saying in those meetings.
Right, right.
Yeah,
right.
you know that.
He just ain't said it.
Oh, is that when Ben Carson sitting beside him? No, oh, I should. Yeah.
He's
Ben-
like, hey, can I stay?
Can I stay? Is Ben sitting beside him?
I already evicted
Am I
55,000.
still with HUD? Am I still with HUD?
I've already evicted 55,000 black
Is
kids.
Kenya? Is it? I don't know how to pronounce it. Is Kenya West with him or what?
Kanye?
Kanye.
He's
That's-
in Kenya.
Hey, yeah, what the hell was that? Well, I'm already going back to Africa, aren't I? I got my.
Hey, you know,
I load
it's
my
bad.
back.
You know it's bad when white people trying to go back to Africa.
Shit, I'm getting out of here.
I'm getting out of here.
Well, you know what? It's
Fuck
just
that, I ain't going to Africa.
man, never knew.
Waking up with no lion next to my ass.
That's what they portray to us. Those are the images that they actually have buildings and shit.
No, but lions still roam the streets.
Yeah, some areas they just not. You know, you just ain't in the board meeting. All of a sudden, roar.
Oh, one guy be, let me fuck it. Yeah, Pennsylvania fucking lion. You a badass fucking lion.
Right.
Fucking sheep and
These
shit.
lions have been attacking lately. There's a couple of them that got out. They be acting surprised there too. I'm glad they didn't kill them this time because they even said it on TV like they did what they supposed to do. Like,
Oh, yeah.
But he raised him
Lion?
as a baby.
right? They
What is
all
that?
stunned and surprised. Like, how did Simba do that to us? He was hungry. He looked like a
He's a lion, bro.
Wasn't that like the city deer? What do they say? The city deer and the country deer. Now the country deer, what is he? He's kind of skittish. He kind of looks up, trick. The least sound, he's gonna fly off. You go walking up on that city deer, what happens? I mean, he goes to clip clop and camp right in front of you, like motherfucker. I live around here. I done seen shootings, stabbings, muggings, and I'm supposed to run from you. I'm supposed to run from you. Clip clop and walk in front of you. I've seen them stroll right in front of you, like motherfucker. I ain't running. I mean, I'm
wish
one
a
of them city deer.
motherfucker
Would ride. Yeah, I ain't running.
Even when they had him on the news, the
Pop.
tiger walked back to the cage like,
Motherfucker, what the fuck? I haven't seen it.
told
he
him.
thought we was friends.
I-
I'm a lion. I'm a tiger, nigga. This is what I do.
Yeah, I wouldn't lie.
Right, y'all shooting up schools and shit. Shut the fuck up. Now they be, the animals ain't tripping no more. When you know what it set it off when the two got ate in Vegas. That the news got out. Word got out across the country.
Oh no,
the other lions,
he was just dragging him across the stage.
the
No,
other
he wasn't
lions
dragging.
got word of that shit.
Oh,
Was like,
shit.
oh shit.
Was that
oh,
a tiger? Was it a tiger?
No,
You're talking about.
lions
the white
and tigers.
tiger.
Was it Roy? You're not talking about those.
the two,
Roy's
Hans and
Secrets,
Franz,
Hans and Secret,
Them
Ace and
Secret,
Gary, whatever.
yeah. The word got out to the other lions. They was having meetings.
Hey, guess what? We ain't gotta take this
We ain't
shit.
gotta take
Take
this
this shit
no
anymore.
more.
He ain't gonna cracking the whip on my ass. I'ma show him. Come on all over here, Cletus. We got something for you.
About to rewrite Dumbo in this bitch.
All right.
Not today. So anyway, we touched on a lot of bases, man, as far as what's
love that.
important. Some serious stuff. I'm glad everything's worked out with you with the 15-year-old, man, because that is,
yeah.
that's kind of it's the world we're living in, man.
It
These
is,
kids
it
is
is.
very advanced. Me having a 12-year-old daughter, I would like to think that my daughter would not be so. You know, I think it's
I got
teaching,
12-year-old
man.
granddaughter.
It's definitely teaching, man.
Just said it takes.
Your granddaughter?
Takes a village. You know,
Now that's a true statement.
it takes a village.
It does take
because
a village,
Oh,
man.
it take a
as a
village.
young as someone who was attempting to educate these young people, I still had to look at that young lady through the prism, through my eyes, and
Yep.
and take an opportunity, just a small opportunity to reach out to her and say, look, not only is it not appropriate, but just to try to get an understanding as to where she was coming from and where her mindset was, because just you just never know, just that little bit of effort that you might give right then might help
her
save her
because-
down the road.
because she could be
because-
so promiscuous she could have a child by 16.
or
it
some
take-
other 60-year-old
Right,
man
when
would
I
look
have
at
your-
that
right.
and
It take a village and a suburb.
yes, thank you. It does. It does.
It ain't gonna be no catch a predator. Hell no. My man Greg, no. But we appreciate you coming to
I
Just a
appreciate
Thought,
it.
man.
Thank you.
Having
Thank
a
you.
conversation, little hiccup, but it's all good.
All right, cool,
You know, I
cool.
wish you ate some ribs. Too bad.
yeah,
I got
got
some
it
food
covered.
for you.
got it
I know you.
covered,
This dude.
Why you bringing up old shit? I got it covered. He said he didn't like it first. You might change his mind.
Yeah, man.
I'm but I appreciate
But
it.
subscribe to a SoundCloud, Just a Thought, JEST. Tell your friends. We do this every week. As long as we could be relevant, we're going to keep talking what we think is relevant on social issues, shit to do with politics, shit to do with movies. We're going to keep it pushing as positive brothers. That's all we're trying to do at this point.
Unapologetically.
Oh,
black.
Yeah,
Yes,
we don't
yes,
edit.
yes.
What we say, and we feel. We mean what we
And
say.
if it bothers you, if anything we say has bothered you, a lot of times that comes from because something in you need to deal with, and you need to think about it. And a lot of times we don't want to think about certain shit, so
It's therapeutic.
So we'll just say, "Fuck that guy," fuck him, what he's saying. And blah, blah. Why does it bother you? Think about that. Why is it bothering you that I said this?
'Cause it hit a nerve.
Because if it's true and it bothers you, that means something hit a nerve. What is that nerve? Look into
Exactly.
that, and then we come back to the table and we can have a conversation, and maybe you might understand where I'm coming from because of that nerve that it hit.
And if you have a good enough response, you may come here and expound more and
There
talk
you
about
go.
it.
There you
That's
go.
what I'm talking about.
And also remember validation. Validation is important to me. Validation should come within you.
I like
Yeah,
that.
I
It
like
should
that,
come
yeah,
within
yeah.
you.
You
You,
gotta
do
like that
not
first.
have to be validated
Right,
by what
right.
someone else thinks of you.
Right. Well,
So
comics-
think about what your moral compass is.
Well, comics we want some validation.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
but in
Yeah.
life, shit.
You want validation when you're making love to your wife or something, as in,
Right.
oh, you're doing that okay. But other than that, when it comes to your moral compass of what's right and what's wrong, look within yourself.
That's
In
right.
general, you'll find the
And
answer.
you know right from wrong.
You do.
We
You'll
know
find the
right from
answer.
wrong.
Mr. Greg
And that's what
Cox,
it's
where can we see you and what's your information? What's going on?
Well, you guys can look me up, actor Greg Couch. You can catch my page on my IMDb page. You
Right,
can
right.
look me up here real soon. Hopefully this
You're
this
the church.
yeah.
You're the church.
And you
Yeah,
had
yes,
that
and
town.
yes, I'm doing Caddy Tales, and there's a couple other little projects that
Okay.
I have that's out there. Real Resonance 3, Jeffrey Henderson out of Atlanta, Georgia. That's the third installment in this trilogy of horror flicks. I played Jesus Christ in that.
Jesus
and that's
Christ.
Yes, I played Jesus. I went from Jesus Christ to some
gonna check it
stuttering shyster
Right,
deacon.
right.
So that actually is going to be released in June, mid-June. So I'm pretty excited, but I'm glad I was able to come up here and
I'm
do this.
glad you
Glad
came
you
up
did.
from Columbus, the city of Ohio State.
Yes, it'd be
the
true.
Ohio State Buckeyes.
Oh yeah, between two Michigan lights.
Must respect you though, man. I appreciate you holding this this conversation with us. You're
Oh,
very
cool.
knowledgeable.
Twice.
You had that broadcast voice too.
Yeah, twice.
You guys
had that
keep
voice.
me
Yeah.
young. I loved it.
It's all
Loved it.
good, man. So we'll invite you back if you want to come back
Hey.
in the future podcast, man.
Have
for sure.
no problem. Have no
Yeah,
problem.
So
Loved it.
We appreciate you, man. This has been Just a Thought. Make sure you check it out on SoundCloud. Support us. Give us some feedback. We'll try to imply it accordingly.
This is the 8th one.
Yeah, my name is Fred Potter.
I'm Maru.
And this is the Couchmeister. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks for listening, folks. Deuces.
Out of here.
The time. What you know about that?
Dun-dun.
Some of that funk.
Ain't nobody bad like me. Get up.